Yo, what's poppin'? All my peeps, it is I, your host with the most Renaissance man who always thinks he can, and champion of the peeps, Patty Pitts, back in the yard of streams for another episode of Pitts and Sarah's Wrestling Show, where we take no nights off for the Raw Rewind. And you can't rewind Raw. Say that 3 times fast. Without the best of the West, you can't forget about Sara Marshall. Sarah, what's poppin', girl?
Hey, yo.
Hello. That's my favorite thing today. For some reason, just saying hello.
Hello.
I sent that to my editorial director because I had to message him and ask him something, and my first message to him was hello. I was like, if only you could have heard how I said it to you.
Hello.
It doesn't come across as well in text, but
when I was younger growing up, my brother would walk into a room sometimes and he would start speeches or whatever, and he'd be like, hello. So
hello.
Hello there. And we say hello to all our peeps. Dickie Martinez is back. We got David, Bernard, the man, the other David. Hi, Sara Marshall. How do you feel about the cage match? We will obviously get to that.
Yeah.
Not going to spoil anything too soon. Jeez, I just got done with editing one Raw roster. I got to go onto another one. Quick question. I want your opinion on this. Or the peeps' opinion on this, because I know your opinion on it. I just went through it. But the peeps' opinion, let us know in the comments below after you hit that subscribe button and bell notification to know when we go live. Let us know in the comments if you could bring back a championship, any championship from the WWE period, WCW technically, because it's in that umbrella ECW period. What title would you bring and what current superstar would you put it on? I would love to hear those because Sarah and I are working on a little project for you in the works. Yeah, our movement. Our peep is here. Go check him out. The movement. On Twitter. Just explaining if he did not hear. We're working on something.
And that was the goal, to sound like Medea.
Hello. Okay, good. Hello.
Hello.
So we're working on something right now that involves, making our own champions and potentially our own factions and whatnot.
Wait,
so be on the what?
Did I get LA Knight, or you did? Didn't
no,
you?
That's no. That's my guy.
I knew it.
You took Cody. You took Cody. What do you want?
You gave me Cody.
Because I knew you'd be upset about LA Knight. That's what it's.
So that's like you have all this angry energy. You took Cody. Like, you gave me Cody before I asked.
But I couldn't have Cody and LA Knight and the Bloodline. Like, I can't have that if I have Cody. And I can't have, I wanted so many. You took all the women from me. That's what I'm really mad about. You took
whatever.
All the
that's fine. It's fine.
You'll understand what we're talking about. You got to keep following and trust the process with us. Oh, I know how you don't like that, but whatever. Flipped out. But yeah, let's just from one nonsense Raw to another nonsense episode of Raw. Sarah, I saw online that this Raw just didn't hit, and I thought about it because I thought it was an overall good Raw. The only, I would say, thing I agree with that statement is that if it wasn't a feud that's already kind of established, then I was for instance, Judgment Day, Imperium, and Chad Gable were my favorite parts of Raw. Like, those were the ones that really kind of stuck. Other than that, I just thought it was very B-. It got the job done. You're not upset with it. You're happy we can move on to the next week. Excuse me, but it doesn't. It's not ranking in my top Raws right now of the year.
Yeah, it felt like, I don't know. It felt like a Raw that is happening in the middle of the month. That there wasn't a whole lot of development and storylines, really, because you're still not sure about who is feuding with who and what match is going to be happening. I don't know. That's how it felt like to me. So, but I felt like there were some really good moments. So
There were some good. They were some good moments. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just and let's start it off. Let's just kick it off with what you had up already,
Oh,
because
okay.
our ye old friends in the Judgment Day are back
Yeah.
at it, starting off Raw,
Yep.
which I love.
But
I don't love what's going on. Why
I
is
know.
there? Why is what's going on?
So they come out sans Finn again. And Damien decides that this was the time and the place to air their dirty laundry, which Rhea wasn't happy about. But you know what? I was kind of here for it because of what he said, because, oh, well, Finn's not here and I don't understand why he's not here. Something is clearly wrong within Judgment Day because Finn is, again, not here. And we're supposed to be a crew. We're supposed to be a family. We're supposed to be dominant. Where's Finn? And I was fine with it because he said, we can't keep pretending like people don't know that something's going on. And I'm like, yeah, see, that's treating the fans as like equals, that we're not dumb. Because a lot of the time I think in wrestling they can kind of act like the fans don't really know or that they're not paying attention to those types of things. So I was like, yeah, please address it because we've been saying it for weeks, so it's like, okay, I was fine with it. But then we
Dang,
get
dang,
JD
dang, dang,
McDonough,
dang. I love him.
and I was just like, oh, hello. And so he continues to stir the pot, which I am here for. He comes out and Damien immediately is like, you better watch your mouth, little boy. Okay. And JD is like, I'm just here in a respectful way. I am here to deliver a message to the most dominant faction in all of WWE on behalf of Finn Balor. Okay. And he says, I just want you guys to know you don't have to worry about my friendship with Finn. You guys basically just need to shift your focus back over to who you need to be focusing on, which right now is Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn. Rhea doesn't appreciate JD whatsoever, so she rips him a new one. And then Sammy comes out and starts beating up Mr. JD McDonough, which then leads us to JD versus Sami Zayn. So, what did you think about the opening segment?
I liked it in that sense where they weren't trying to be the almighty unknowing villain. It's like everything's fine, we're good, rah, like whatever. No, they brought it down to the fans level.
Yeah.
And I also love the fact that they're finally starting to introduce JD McDonough into the fold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued. I think it's a better word. Intrigued with the road they're going down with it.
Yeah.
With how they're introducing him as this outsider who's a big fan and wants to do everything he can to because his buddy Finn's in there and he would do anything for his buddy Finn. And the dark element of it where he already attacked Sami Zayn, but he came back like the hero he is. And during the little scuffle before their match, you could see Judgment Day was like,
Mm-hmm.
we're
Yeah, they
not
didn't
stopping
care.
you.
Yeah, he tried to. Well, Andy tried to get them to help him. Like he
And they
tried
were
to get in
not.
the
He
ring,
was
like,
reaching.
reach for them, and Damien was just like, "Bye." No.
That's another interesting element. Like, that's where the fan is now like, all right, is he actually in? Do they like him? What's going on? What is even going? It's so well done that
Mm-hmm.
it makes the fact that we waited for so long that okay, this was the right time to do it. Because there's really nothing there's nothing going on with the tag division. There's not. We'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a decent way to put a little blanket over the spill.
Yeah.
Is an introduction to himself.
Yeah. So we see JD McDonough versus Sami Zayn, and I declared it to be very easily the match of the night, if not one of the best matches that we've seen in recent memory. And it's one that I feel like I want to go back and rewatch it again because I feel like I didn't give it the proper attention the first time I watched it because there was just a bunch going on in my household.
Mm.
I am also confused. I saw Richard said it, that it was good to see Sammy healthy enough to wrestle. I'm still confused because his elbow is still messed up.
Oh, that's a softball in his elbow.
Yeah, so I'm really confused about why he wasn't even wrestling, because I'm like, bro, you need to handle that. You know, he probably got some of it drained, and that's why he was like, okay, it's a little bit better, but I'm like, it's not any better.
No, there's no way.
I was just kind of like, oh wow, okay. So yeah, no, they did a really good match, and even though I'm not exactly happy about the fact that he lost, because again, it's like a pointless match, so it didn't need to be won necessarily by Sammy. I don't care, because I feel like, to me, that felt like a coming out match for
absolutely.
JD. So for the people who weren't familiar with him, or I guess if they didn't watch him in NXT, or maybe they didn't take him seriously, because all that we had seen of him on the main roster so far was him beating up Dolph Ziggler, and then him just kind of like showing up sporadically for the Judgment Day. So to me, I was like, yeah, I'm good with this. I actually really want to watch it again.
I love this match of the fact that JD McDonough looks so fluid at this point. He looks so like he looks like he has been on Raw for a few months, already well entwined with a story, and it's been maybe 2 weeks, really.
Yeah, that he's been on back-to-back
episodes in a match with substance. And it's just, if you watch his matches compared to anyone else that's got called up recently, they just look better. He's such a good technical wrestler, which I feel is something that's missing from the show, other than the Alpha Academy and Imperium. Now that they're feuding, you only get that once. You need a little bit more variety there. And you need a technical guy who you want to hate. Like, you want to hate JD McDonough, like his face, the outfit. And they're already teasing a little bit with his involvement in Judgment Day, and he's trying to be like them with the slick back hair and the black button down and pants. Like, it's so well done that he looks main roster material, even though I feel a lot of people would disagree with that.
Yeah, no, that's why I feel like it was like coming out for him. It felt like, we'll talk about how the show ends, but it did feel like almost an audition for JD to get into the Judgment Day. And so I don't think that he could have had a better match. And it was great that it was against a seasoned veteran like Sammy, so, which I always think is really cool to see when it's someone like Sammy in that position that is helping put over a younger guy. I just always think it's cool, because even though they know they're going to win, they want to make sure that they make that guy look good. And I like to see that, because it's not an attitude that a lot of people have. We were even you were texting me about, I think it was like a week ago, about Hulk Hogan and how he's just a giant POS and like whatever.
Oh my God,
and
after watching some docs, I can't.
And how he refused to be pinned and lose to certain people. And it's like, that's not the attitude to have. So, I mean, you don't need to win every match. You don't need to lose every match. Everything is about doing it together and making each other look good. So it was really cool that Sammy was able to do that. But something I noticed, did you notice, first of all, before getting into my little rant, he didn't come out with the tag team championships. Did you know that?
I didn't realize that. Wow.
I noticed it immediately.
Okay, time out.
He attacked. I know.
He attacked.
But he still could have came out with them on his shoulder. Regardless. I have questions about what's going on with the tag team titles at this point, because here is my thoughts. Okay, I want you to hear what I have to say.
I'm listening, because I didn't realize this, so now I'm like really intrigued. So yes, speak.
So the reason why, I mean, I've had feelings about this anyway, since we knew that Kevin and Sammy were dealing with injuries, and we knew that Kevin was going to be the one that was off TV, at least for the time being. So my issue became more of an issue once you see that segment with Chelsea Green, which we're going to talk about in a second, and they were saying we're gonna have to take the titles off you because your tag team partner is out indefinitely, and we can't have the titles on you because it makes no sense, right? And people were saying, when we talked about this last, we had people in the comments saying, well, Kevin's injury isn't long term. Okay, but we actually don't know that because they haven't even really told us exactly what the injury is. But
I haven't even
even
heard
if
from Fightful.
I know, but this is the
Yeah.
thing, even if it isn't long term, let's say it's 3-4 weeks. Let's not forget they took the titles off of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, and Liv missed a month. So that's not an excuse to me. Like, if you're so eager to take the titles off of the women when one of them gets injured, then why is the same energy not going towards the men? I don't get it, because like I said, it doesn't make any sense if you're treating the women like this and then trying to cite it as, oh, well, this person's going to be injured long term. Would it make more sense for them to take it off of Chelsea because of Sonya tearing her ACL? Yeah. But given the history of the tag team championships and how they just keep stripping them when it's a fake injury, or it was only gone, she was gone for 2 weeks or she was gone for 4 weeks, then I take issue with the fact that they're not even talking about that when it comes to Sammy and Kevin. That's where my issue lies, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to disagree with there. The only thing I would add is that I have a feeling that WWE feels that they can't strip KO and Sammy of the titles because of WrestleMania.
Right.
And because what the fuck are you going to do with the undisputed? You're going to strip the undisputed champions when they are basically, and they should have been, if no injury, hottest thing next to the Bloodline of Judgment Day.
Right.
They should be right there. And then you would say I forgot Imperium there. No, because they'd be feuding with Imperium, building that division. You'd have Indus probably still around, trying to make a name for themselves there. I mean, we did see yesterday DIY was teased, with the whole missing stuff. You have the Viking Raiders are a legit tag team now. They're in a pickle. They're backed up against the wall, and because of everything I just said, they have no idea what to do except throw them into singles type feuds because they can do it and hold it down, and no one's going to really question it unless you're us on a show, or deep wrestling fans. They know we're going to talk about it, so they're just letting it happen. It's for the casual fan to try to just get that pop, see their fan get what their money's worth for the ticket.
Well, and I mean, I agree 100%. I understand that these tag team titles obviously hold a lot more value than the women's. And I'm not trying to necessarily make it into a gender issue. I'm just saying, like, they want us to take the women's tag team division seriously, but you're not treating it seriously. And I've been saying this forever, that you need to be holding them to the same regard that you hold the men's tag teams, because otherwise no one's ever going to take the women's tag team division seriously. So yeah, I don't know that they should strip them. I'm not saying that they should. I'm like, they should have at least some sort of conversation about it or something, at least on the air, so we can kind of be like, oh, okay, so no, this is something that they see, because people like me are noticing it. So
yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, I'm trying to get to some comments about this topic.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You can tell that Triple H is trying to rebuild the men's tag division now. We have New Day, Raiders, Judgment Day, Drew and Riddle, whatever. And then maybe, as I said, into share whereas so yes, and then on the other show, you have Pretty Deadly, Brawling Brutes, OC. There's a lot of the Suit Profits now. There's a lot of depth in the tag division in the men, and to be honest, at this point, the women too. Why not? So I feel like they have no fucking idea what to do with the tag divisions on both sides of the coin.
Well, because then the problem that we've talked about a lot is that they haven't put Kevin and Sammy in legitimate feuds basically at all since they became champions. It's like a feud that they like are kind of dabbling with. They'll have a match, and then the next week they might have another match against that person, and then they're just like in single stuff, and then the following week then it's like, oh, maybe we'll do something else with this tag team. It's like they haven't had substantial feuds. Like they teased them versus Imperium, and then it's like never really happened. So it's been a thing that I feel like they kind of didn't think about what they wanted to do post Mania after they had Sammy and Kevin finish with the bloodline stuff. Basically after that, it seems like they had no idea what to do. And it's like, it's unfortunate because it was massive at WrestleMania for them to have taken the titles off the Usos. And it just has fallen flat since then. And it's disappointing.
It is. Yeah.
This is because it definitely is not a tag team that would be like, you know, that you would think had just main evented WrestleMania.
No, that's the point. And that's what's screwing them is they're losing their steam. They're losing that lore because of the injury, because of the displacement. So they're screwed and they don't know what to do with it. So they're just like, oh, we'll throw them in singles competition because it'll keep them fresh and they will get to see their faces and they're a big draw. It's all that business side of things. When on the creative side of things is what we care about in the show. It's not working. Fix it. You know?
Yeah.
So
sticking with the tag team division, just moving to the women's. Chelsea Green, unfortunately, did not get to actually hold tryouts for her new tag team partner, which I was a little bit disappointed about.
Is this something that we originally thought of? And
yes,
that's what I'm saying. We thought of this.
I know. That's why I posted the video. Because I was like, it was one of those videos that I uploaded and then I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like actually make this public because like I don't know if people are gonna really care. And then once we saw that she was going through with these tryouts, I was like, no, bitch, I am putting these videos out because we literally were just saying that this is what she should have done. So
Chelsea, she even put the name. Chelsea's Got Talent.
Yeah. So I was a little disappointed that we didn't get anything further with that because, you know, her Twitter activity over the last week or so was fun and all of the people like celebrities included that were like, I'll be your tag partner. It was like it was entertaining. So we see Chelsea talking to Pierce, and as I already alluded to, Pierce is like, you're gonna have to relinquish the tag team championships because Sonya is injured and I don't know what else to do. And so of course Chelsea goes full Karen and says, I'm going to talk to your manager, I'm going to talk to your boss, I'm going to talk to HR, I'm going to make a complaint. And she kind of makes it seem like she had an idea. So Pierce is like, oh, okay, well, what's your brilliant idea? And so she mentions wanting to do like Chelsea's Got Talent. And she says she'll have tryouts for her new partner. And then like they watched the show, we were like, where's Katana and Kaden? So they just show up.
That was awesome. Please come in.
After they were missing for several weeks, and they say, okay, well, we heard what you had to say. So whenever you find a new tag team partner, we want to challenge you for the titles. And then in comes Piper Niven, again, another person that's been gone. And she just takes them out and then declares herself as Chelsea's new partner. Not questioned. I am your new tag team partner. And in an odd way, I kind of dig it.
I wanted to hate it. I really did because we weren't going to get Chelsea's Got Talent.
Yeah.
But we forgot about, I think everyone forgot about Piper Niven for a little bit. Yeah. And then to have her come back, immediate punch to the big babyface tag team and go over to Chelsea, grab the second title and say, no, I am your tag partner.
Mm-hmm.
That is the best way to bring her back. Make her legit. This force not to be messed with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's perfect for Chelsea because Chelsea's like the complete opposite of this girl.
That's what I liked about it. Like the dynamic between the two of them isn't obviously going to be what I wanted the same way I really enjoyed Sonya and Chelsea. But I do, you know, we see time and time again these types of tag teams in the men's division, there's always like the one guy who's smaller, maybe even more of a high flyer, and then they go with the muscle that's like you're scared of them because you're gonna die basically.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it is for Piper, which I feel like fits the current situation for Chelsea, because she would want to have a partner that makes them more feared by the division, and this makes it more difficult for them to lose the titles, at least like, you know, in wrestling and wrestling ideology. So yeah, like you said, at first I wasn't like super here for it, even though I do like Piper. But yeah, no, I think this could be interesting.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. The thing is though, it's my throat. If you're going to make this work, you need to make Piper Niven basically bulletproof.
Yeah.
Like you need to make her bulletproof. In the story element of this, the tag titles are cursed. I don't care what anyone says. All tag titles in WWE right now are cursed. So how do you break a curse? You bring in some brute, new, fit, whatever. And Piper Niven is that new and fresh face, because how many times have we said on here that we want to see her go back to how she was when she was wrestling over in Britain and
Yeah.
United Kingdom area?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you bring that to the tag division, you have that force again. That's not this fictitious Big Show, Karma, Kong, whatever you want to call her.
Mm-hmm.
It's a legit wrestler who's just a big girl that you don't want to mess with. And that's perfect for what the tag division needs. It's legitimacy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it was the right move. It was actually something that I wasn't mad about. You know, my initial reaction wasn't like all that thrilled, but I'm intrigued, at least for now, you know. Then we have Imperium taking over the show again. I am loving Gunther getting on the announcer's table. I'm so here for it. Like, that's his new thing. He's just like, you know what? Nope, I need to be above all of you because that's how I feel anyway. So I was here for it. So he insults the audience, and you know, he said, as a European, I was looking forward to coming to Canada, but then I found out that Winnipeg is the armpit of Canada, and I was just like, you know what, this is how some New Englanders feel about New Jersey. That's just usually
1,000%. It is it absolutely is.
I could just relate on that level because I grew up being told that New Jersey was the armpit of New England, or like the East Coast. So I was like, oh, okay, I understand what he's saying
armpit
here.
of America. Yeah.
Yeah. So he talks about how he was impressed with Chad Gable's performance last week, but that he has accomplished more in 1 year than Gable has in his entire career. And then we get the return of the shoosh, the really long shoosh.
That was awesome. That was
shoosh,
awesome.
please. Gable comes out and shooshes him, and then he cuts a promo on blah 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 and talks about how he's going to take out Vinci because they are going to have a match, which I was like, oh, okay, I'm into it. I'm into
happy
it
for you. I was really happy for you.
So we get Chad Gable versus Giovanni Vinci, aka my boyfriend, and it wasn't about.
You're just like you're swooning over there.
My boyfriend. I got to watch my boyfriend on TV. So it wasn't a bad match, obviously, and it was a little bit longer than what I was expecting, given the fact that it was Chad Gable versus Vinci and how they treat Vinci. So I was happy about that. But of course, I'm pissed that they had him lose, because why wouldn't they? They didn't have anyone else.
Death taxes. Vinci takes the fall. It's just nature.
It's painful, and I think it's unfair. So this is why we get to this. I want to understand why Triple H hates Vinci, because that's what it feels like. Maybe I'm being dramatic. I don't care. You guys can tell me I'm being dramatic. Literally don't care. I have been talking about this for months, that they keep having him when it's Imperium in a match. They keep having Vinci be the one to lose. And then when they put him in singles matches, Vinci is losing and like getting embarrassed, basically. So it really bothered me. And I want to understand why, because we know that they're high on Imperium. We know that they're especially high on Ludwig Kaiser, deservedly so. Okay, because Kaiser is highly undervalued, underrated. We've been saying that forever.
Yes.
So I can't take anything away from the fact that they're like letting him have more mic time and whatever. But what about Vinci? Like, why is Vinci being treated like he's nothing? Like, I'm just very confused.
The only reason I can give would be what you said already with building up Kaiser as the second man or that next breakout star in Imperium, because he has it. I mean, look at what his little riff off with him and Maxine,
We're
my
gonna get
Alpha
to it.
Queen.
Yeah, we're gonna
But
get it.
yeah, but with that, it shows that he has Mike. So obviously he's the next player. Now you have the backstage segment with Gunther and Ludwig, and he's berating him and saying how, why every week it's the same thing over and over again. They're just putting you down. You're getting beat. You're going through your hard time so you can finally have that breakout. That's the only reason I can think of, because I have no other explanation, because they're not going to break up Imperium. They're one of the hottest factions right now than Judgment Day. It makes no sense to just take out Vinci for no reason because he's losing. No.
Well, and I think that it wouldn't bother me as much as if he won sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, even if it was like 70-30 winning to losing, at least it would be like, okay, like he's legitimate, but they're having him lose, and not even to like that tough of opponents, or like from that like
Riddle
punishment of a finisher. So it's like, it doesn't really make any sense that they're making him look this way. And I agree, obviously Kaiser is so good on the mic, especially that they want to give him that time, but we don't even know how Vinci is because he doesn't get the opportunity, which we'll talk about again in a minute when we talk about what happened backstage. But they don't even let him talk.
No,
so it's like, how can we say that he's without a doubt not as good as Kaiser? I mean, obviously you can go to like NXT and look at that, but like, anyway, before I get off on a different tangent, we do see that Gunther challenges Otis after Vinci loses because he's pissed off about it.
This is not going to end. This is not how this is going to end.
Yes, but I did mean to. I totally forgot too that we did see Kaiser start to try and recruit Maxine to Imperium, which I was here for because
love life.
She kind of seemed a little interested. Before she did for during it when she was listening to what he had to say, she wasn't like making the disgusted faces that she had been the last two times that he tried to woo her. It took until the end for her to slap him, but I was like, oh wait, imagine Maxine being like the only woman. I mean, she would just be the valet basically, but
that's where the difference is.
Yeah, but anyway,
she doesn't want to do that. Oh, I love
so Gunther, obviously he is mad about Vinci losing, so he's like, you know what, no. So he goes against Otis, and it's a typical match for Gunther. He eliminates Otis very quickly, and the commentary team was particularly impressed with him power bombing Otis.
That's just impressive. That's just straight impressive that he power bombed.
I know that they have to do that, but sometimes it seems like they've never watched the man in a match before. Like, I know they have to do it to kind of like sell, like, oh wow, that was great, but I'm like, have you ever watched him wrestle? Like,
he can do this.
He's actually strong, and I feel like Otis is kind of compact. So like, he's a big boy, but he's kind of compact.
That's a good word to describe him. Is compact. That's a good.
Yeah, he's got T-Rex arms. So, I want you all to know this. Nothing against him, but this man, your arms are supposed to be the length of how tall you are. Okay, that man, if you have not noticed, his arms are very short.
What do you mean the length of how tall you are? What?
Your width, your wingspan is supposed to equal, like, it's like supposed to equal how tall you are or something like that. I'd heard something like that. But anyway, if you haven't noticed that Otis has short arms,
Well, yeah.
You might want to look at it. So unfortunately, we still see some more drama go on with Imperium. And so this is why I'm saying they need to stop teasing that they are going to break them up, because according to some dirt sheets, they are saying there are no plans to have them break up. But I'm like, can we stop teasing it then? Because it seems inevitable at this point. So we see Gunther scolding Vinci and Kaiser backstage, and he straight up says to Vinci, like, what am I supposed to do with you? Like, what should I do with you? You suck, you idiot. And and then he turns his attention to Kaiser and tells him how you lost your focus over a girl. That is not very Imperium of you. And Kaiser's like, oh, I'm sorry.
It is
blah, blah,
not.
blah.
It really isn't Imperium. They don't need that.
I
little
love it though. I love it.
relationship.
Yeah, but I like it.
They kick ass.
So then he's like saying that he will go and like make it up to Gunther, and he'll go talk to Adam Pearce. And then Gunther's like, no, I'm just gonna have to handle this myself again, and I will go talk to Adam Pearce. And that is when he says that he will put his title on the line against Gable next week on Raw. And I have to tell you, I was kind of laughing to myself when I saw WWE post that clip or whatever. And the amount of people in the comments, in the replies, that were like, oh man, now we know Gable's not going to win. I'm like, you are a certified dummy if you really thought that Chad Gable had any chance at beating Gunther before the reign is completed, like before he becomes the longest reigning champion. Like, I felt for those people. I felt for them.
I do admire their ignorance to everything. It is admirable to be that in your own world.
Is it blissful though?
No, I just think that, the phrase is ignorance is bliss, and anyone who lives in their own world, they seem a lot happier. So
yeah, I guess.
What you don't deal with it. So, and they don't get I would say, they don't understand how great Gunther and Imperium are. And that's what's sad. That's what's sad about the whole thing, is that you could be upset that he's breaking a record. I think anyone living during a time where someone could break a record, like, they want to see it not happen to hold the prestige of that record. At this point, first off, it's the fucking Hockey Talk, man. All right.
I know.
Like, I'm sorry. If it was, a Jeff Jarrett, Chris Jericho, even someone like a Sheldon Benjamin, even, I'd be pissed, because he held it for a long time and weird reigns and whatnot. Someone like that, I'm for it. Have your hate. I'll even join you a little bit. But the fucking Hockey Talk, man.
Yeah.
And Gunther could legitimately kill him in every era. In every era.
And I get it. Like, obviously, I understand why people are fans of Chad Gable, so I'm not taking that away from them, but I just don't think they're thinking about, like, if WWE decided to not let Gunther become the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, I would question them. I think everybody would. Like, what was the point of him holding the title as long as he did to get that close for you to decide? Never mind. Like, come on, guys. It's not... I don't care if you don't like Gunther. Even if it was a babyface champion, they wouldn't do that. No,
you play into a record. It makes money. They don't get the business side of things.
Yeah. Are there any comments that we can talk about?
Let's get some comments. Gunther is champion, and Ludwig is a charismatic mouthpiece. Vinci's a good wrestler, but similar to Otis, he's the third man in the group to take pins in a singles comp. I don't think Triple H hates him.
Well, I don't mean that he literally hates him. I just mean, why is he booking him like he hates him? Like,
yeah, I get you, man.
I mean, and that's the thing, is it's not even just Vinci specific, because even how long have I been saying that I didn't understand why they kept having Imperium lose, but Gunther won all the time? Like, he would never be bringing around two losers with him. So that's why it's like, that's why it makes it now that it's basically just Vinci losing. That's why it's like, then what's the problem with Vinci? Because you're pushing Kaiser, as I said, like he should be, but then now you're just carrying dead weight with Vinci, but I don't think that's fair. So basically, yeah.
So I think groups can have disagreements, especially heel groups, as we talked about already. If anything, that's teasing a new member. maybe not only a new member, maybe a stronger member, someone who steps up. Maybe Vinci helps. Oh, Dickie got me going with a brain blast here. What if Chad Gable's gonna break the record? He's gonna do it. He's so close. He's about to hit the chaos theory. What other nonsense happens? And then Vinci is the one to save the Intercontinental reign. And because of that, Gunther is so indebted to him. And then there's a little friction between Ludwig and Vinci because of that. And then it eventually, because of they're not about drama. Like when they fight, it's to get it out and be better. So they have fight whatever it has to be, and then that launches them into being the dominant tag team that they are. That's where I see this go.
And the new member thing, like I'm not against it, but I'm not for it, because I also just don't know that there's anyone that I really care to add, because even Dragunov said that he didn't want to be an Imperium.
I don't want Dragunov an Imperium. I want to feud with Imperium.
Well, that's because people keep saying that if they were going to have a fourth member, that it would be him. Yeah, would be like that's what everyone's been saying. But it makes sense. I mean, obviously, because people are saying it and he's being asked it, it would be easier for him to just say, I don't want to be in the group, because then it kind of just ends any speculation. But obviously, it's not how WWE works. So,
no.
But I think it's cool to have a 3-man group. Like, I am fine with how they are. I just think that they should have done it how they were doing it originally, was having Gunther be a dominant solo champion and have Kaiser and Vinci go after the tag titles and stuff. I wish that they had done that, but they didn't. So it's frustrating.
Did you see this? I wanted to bring this up before we get into our next topic.
I didn't see this.
Oh, so Lacey Evans changed her Instagram handle to like something Macy, so her real name, but like the Limitless Macy, something along those lines, and posted something about like a GIF or picture, video of how much time is left, like how many, counting down the days essentially. So that means she's done.
I wonder if it's a result. I'm wondering if it's a result of this feud with Sergeant Slaughter, because we know that it wasn't at work.
But it was real. They really are gonna. I thought that was where she had the most promise. I thought this is where we're gonna finally get her.
Well, but then Sergeant Slaughter goes to court to trademark his fucking finisher. Like, he's such a loser. I can't. But I'm just wondering, like, maybe if behind the scenes it was worse. I don't know, because I mean, other than the fact that she's not been on TV, I don't really see any reason why you would release her, or why she would be super unhappy, unless it had something to do with like, I don't have plans for you, or like, what was the point of all these vignettes and having her come back as this Sergeant Slaughter like character, and then you're not using her? Like, I don't know, but just because of the timing of it just makes me wonder if it had anything to do with Sergeant Slaughter. I don't know if it does, but just seems like a coincidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I like this one. Sorry, he said Ivy Nile. I like a female Imperium Marie, Ivy Nile. Issue is the Creed brothers. They're playing that whole little feud with Schism right now, and how it really affected Ivy Nile.
Is she the little one with the braid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's awesome.
Cool. Yeah. See, and that's the type of chick I would want in Imperium. Like, if Rhea didn't look the way Rhea looked, like, she would be like, if she was
that's
more
Imperium.
Like, yeah, like if she had the blonde hair but was still buff, you know what I mean? Like, if she didn't go full metal, then I would be like, she would be great. But yeah, I would be fine with because then the thing that's cool about her is that she is little, so people are like underestimating her. Like, they look past her because she's small, but she's jacked.
Oh, she's good too. I think she's pretty good in the ring. She just needs more matches, more experience.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right. What is our next topic?
Matt Riddle gets his umpteenth tag partner.
Yes. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. So we see Riddle in the back and being like, "Hey, bro," to Drew McIntyre, who literally wants nothing to do with him. Where it was like people were teasing that he was going to turn on Riddle because he looked so annoying.
I really thought it.
So he's like, "Hey, bro, like the Viking Raiders put out a put out an open challenge and I accepted it, even though I don't have a partner. So I just want you to be with my tag partner tonight and we could be the Glass Bros. I'm like, you're so annoying. You are so annoying. Um, so obviously
I love that.
we see the Viking Raider, or we see Matt Riddle come out, and then the Viking Raiders come out, and then we see McIntyre come out. So obviously he's like, okay, cool, like I'll be your tag partner. And it's like, all right, whatever. So they end up winning, and I'm like, cool. Can this be over now? Can this just be done now? But no. Then we have to get a backstage segment between McIntyre, Riddle, and the New Day. And the New Day show up with those chairs from that viral River video.
That's what it was?
Yeah, the white steel chairs. It was from that video, you know, where the people were fighting on the
saw
pier.
the video. That video is just that is just peak white trash.
Yeah, that's why they had the white chairs.
Oh my god. I love wrestling so much.
Riddle was talking to McIntyre and was like, hey, like, we really should be trying to go after the tag team titles, like, blah, 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 blah. And then, of course, New Day's like, no, actually, you need to get in line, which I thought was ironic. I'm like, you guys have been gone for months. So what makes you the number one contender, or why anyone should think it should be you over, like, the Viking Raiders? I don't know. But anyway, after they get to talking for a little bit, they're like, how about we just face off against each other and we can determine who the number one contender will be for the tag team championships. We'll have our match next week. So I'm like, okay, so does this mean that Kevin Owens is coming back soon? That's my first question. Second, I was really hoping that we were going to be done with Mick Riddle. You know? That was one of the tag team names that they were named on Twitter. Mick Riddle.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Mick
Riddle.
My main issue, of course, which I've said on here so many times, is I don't understand. Like, why do they keep putting Riddle with tag team partners? First of all,
he can't stand it. I've came to your side of the thought process that they just have no singles direction for him because it's just there's no longevity. You can't have longevity with him right now. No one wants to see him as longevity. They want to see him for 20 minutes on the show. They want to get a good laugh. Even Michael Cole made a comment that they're the Highland Bros or something. Like, they just want to do that. Yeah.
This is the problem, though. Like, which I've said again, and this is why I told you that I was doubting that they could ever do anything serious with him because of how he just naturally is. Like, he sounds high all the time, like the stereotypical like speaking of a person who's high. Like, there's really nothing that they could do to make anyone believe that he's like a tough guy, or like in a feud that he would be the tough, scary guy that you would not want to fight, because he can't speak in a convincing manner. So it's like he really is going to be pigeonholed to being a comedy act, even though he's not bad in the ring. But he can't hold down a promo against, like, if you can't have him turn heel. No, he would be laughed at. So it's like I feel like they just keep putting him in tag teams because, yeah, they don't have any direction for him in a solo capacity. But it's also, what are they doing with McIntyre? Like, they clearly have nothing for him either, because he doesn't gain anything from partnering with Matt Riddle. Like, literally nothing. So
we have some comments here that kind of allude to this. So I'm gonna get it. Vinny Doom, he's just a comedic tag partner and helps get the partner as a babyface or a heel potentially with McIntyre. Riddle can't stand on his own in singles comp. Riddle's stoner gimmick works best working off a serious wrestler. Drew is like Randy in the center. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. I mean, but my problem is like, Randy has accomplished so much in his career that it didn't matter to him to be partnered with this guy, because he said he was having the best time of his entire career.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be going for the title and doing this and that, but that's not where Drew is at in his career. You know, like, he only just came back, 3-4 years ago, and he's accomplished quite a bit, but he's nowhere near done. Like, he's not at a point where he's fine to put his entire solo career on the side to have fun playing, like, with Matt Riddle every week. You know what I mean?
Playing
so that's why
and whatnot.
well, the scooter seems gone. Thank God
Yeah,
the scooter's
that's
gone. But yeah, it's fine if this is what they're gonna do. But I just think, I don't want RK Bro to come back, but I would
no, it's
prefer them
sensible.
to have a specific tag team that Riddle is in all the time instead of it's like every 3 weeks he's getting a new tag partner. That's the thing that's annoying because it's like just put him in a tag team then. Like, why
Yeah,
not him and Boogs? They're,
there we go.
they're comedic, but maybe that's because, they're talking about they need to have a star. But I don't think a star should be with him.
No,
I disagree with this. Riddle is over slightly, but did you not hear the crickets when he came out
yeah,
last night?
he's not. No one cares. No one cares about Riddle.
Like
I don't care about Riddle.
the crowd wasn't that good last night at all. And I'm not taking
Yeah,
anything
with
away,
the
but
shit crowd.
It was
Every
not single week, even though I complain about Riddle, he gets bro chants every single week. He got virtually none. You couldn't hear like any last night. So I think it's just beginning to fade. People just don't care. And I said that was going to happen. I predicted this a long time ago. I said people are going to get sick of his gimmick because it just becomes tiresome. It's like no one cares.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on so we can talk about this quickly.
Yeah, we've been going for a while. Nice job.
Yeah. So we see Indy Hartwell finally get her like debut match on Raw against Rhea Ripley. It was obviously a super quick match, basically a squash, which was kind of sad. And then post match, we see Candice attack her, and then Indy does as well. So I'm wondering if this is setting up for her next feud, but I'm not exactly here for it because Candice is called the Pixie,
Princess.
for a reason because she's teeny tiny. And then you had Indy squashed. So neither of them look like true contenders to come after that title. So it makes me question though, what's going on with Raquel?
It's just a placeholder for Raquel to when she's like back, whenever that, because she attacked her, but it's not cleared. That's the other thing that I'm kind of my brain's spinning in circles about.
Mm-hmm.
What if they're just playing up these injuries? Because that's the new kayfabe.
Well, because I thought from what we knew, Raquel wasn't actually injured. It was Liv that was, not Raquel. So I'm wondering. Yeah, so that's why I'm like kind of confused about it as well, especially with the amount of people that actually are injured right now. It doesn't seem like a smart move to like have fake injuries,
or it is a smart move because there's so many injuries. They're just going to be like, oh, that's why they're off TV. They're injured,
I guess. But
that's where my mind goes.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, oh, I'm parched. I'm sorry.
Okay.
If that's the case, then you gotta be better with it. You gotta be, and it's good to lean in that skid and go the way of, oh, it's just injured, because it's an easy way to just kind of not have to explain things.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that there's so many questions going on that if the injuries weren't there, what's your excuse? Like, what's your reasoning then?
Well, and I would prefer to see Rhea against like Shayna. Like, I want to see her against somebody that you can feel like actually has a chance to beat her for the title.
Yeah.
So
that's always,
but this is where we're at right now. So
it is.
I guess we shall see. And then we have Shinsuke Nakamura, obviously going full heel, all in black.
Awesome.
Yeah, so he is being questioned in the ring by Michael Cole about his repulsive actions against Seth Rollins last week where he attacked him. And Nakamura just goes straight heel because he starts speaking in only Japanese. And I was here for it because I love when they do that because it's like the ultimate heel move because no one knows what you're saying. And it's annoying to people because they don't understand what you're saying.
Exactly.
And it's almost like a lack of respect from them being like, I don't even care that you're asking me these questions. I'm going to answer them in a language that you don't even know what the hell I'm saying. Because I could be saying whatever I want right now and you have no idea.
No. I would like to
And
know what he said though.
oh, I'm sure you could find it on Twitter. There's a lot of people like when I've seen like when Damian Priest or Mysterio when they speak Spanish, I see people translating it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sure there's somebody on there who translated the Japanese. I wish I could, but I'm not that smart. So, Seth comes out, of course, and I thought it was interesting. First of all, he's recycling that shirt because he's worn that shirt before, which I was like, oh, okay. But also the contrast between all black Shinsuke, all white Seth. Interesting. Did you notice?
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
classic.
Yes.
That's a
Yes.
classic move.
So he just comes
Love
out and just goes blah 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 blah. And he says that he is going to give Nakamura what he very clearly wants, and that is a title match whenever, wherever he wants to have it. And Nakamura seems pleased. So as he's leaving the ring, he whispers some sweet nothings in Seth's ear, but Seth was like, "Oh," he was very confused and thrown off about it.
Yeah.
And then before he completely gets out of the ring, he hits him with a Kanasha before standing over him. So, yeah, I'm enjoying this so far.
I'm enjoying it for the fact that we're finally getting we're getting to see Nakamura more. Nakamura is one of the best wrestling talents in the world, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
He's been so underutilized by WWE for so long because Vince doesn't know how to book out of company people. Now with Triple H in charge, you get that side of Nakamura that it was, what made him popular in Japan. And you're going to see him in serious feuds with guys like Seth Rollins so that we can finally see how, heel he can go. That's what he was in Japan. So I am so excited for this. And the Japanese shit is so good. It makes you this otherworldly figure. Like you said, like, I don't care about you. I am tired of being disrespected by everyone. You can even see when Seth's music hit and he came out, he makes a face and because for so long they've been building to this with everyone interrupting him, interfering in his matches, and now you have the champion. He's in your aim, like, sorry, whatever. You finally get that chance to finally turn, and it's so good. I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to their match, especially because it looks like that's what's going to happen at Payback, I assume. I don't know. Maybe on a Raw, but I like where it's going so far. I mean, I'm not 100% loving the fact that Finn is out of the title picture apparently, but that's a conversation for another day because I could talk about that for a very long time, and I'm not going to do that right now. Then we have The Miz. He talks to Byron Saxton, which I thought was actually funny because he alludes to the fact that he dominated LA Knight on the mic and in the ring last week. And Byron is just like, no. And he says that he will have a match with him next week on Raw, but maybe he will show up on SmackDown too. We don't know. He doesn't want to give away his game plan. So I loved that this was not a one-off because that was something that we talked about. At least for me, I was a little bit concerned that this was just going to be like a one-time thing just because LA Knight is so over. Let's have him on Raw, have him have this little moment, and then that's it. Not even just because of how over he is, but that's something that WWE has done over and over and over again. So it wouldn't have surprised me. But I do wonder, do you think that LA Knight should have been on Raw? Or was it okay that he wasn't?
No, it makes sense why he wasn't. Obviously, I would have loved to see him on Raw, but it makes sense why they didn't do it because if they did it back to back, everyone's going to tune into Raw and expect him to be on it.
Yeah.
Where if you make it that it's sporadic, you don't know when he's going to come on from a business standpoint, the fans are going to watch every week in hopes they see LA Knight so that when they see LA Knight, they go fucking ballistic. I understand from that point. And I'm trying to think, like last night's show, would it have made sense for him to be on it and have the respectable amount of time
Mm-hmm.
to give him, the fans what they want. And I just don't think so with how the other stories on Raw are playing out and how you have to introduce Rhea now. Like, you have to introduce Rhea to a new feud. You have to do the tag team title bit with Chelsea Piper and the after party.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have loved to see it, but unbiased, I totally get it. Makes sense. And I love the decision from a business standpoint.
Yeah, I think it would have made more sense if Miz was on SmackDown last week, or if Miz is on SmackDown this week.
And that's what we're probably going to get, is a flip-flop situation.
Yeah, I think that makes more sense than having LA Knight on Raw. It makes sense that he wasn't there because he just embarrassed the Miz, and it makes sense that Miz was pissed off about it. So I'm fine with it, and I'm looking forward to what they are going to do with them because I'm very excited about this feud right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus finally getting their match that we've been waiting for, the one that was taken off of SummerSlam. People mentioned it in the comments. Becky got a new shirt.
I'm
Got a new
buying it.
shirt.
I'm buying it. I think it's fucking awesome.
I need to know what is on the back. Is there anything on the back, or is it
I'll look it up
literally
right
just
now.
a giant lemon?
If there's anything on the back, I'm gonna move the mic so I can do some typing. If there's anything on the back that's like stupid, then I will have to maybe not get it. But the lemon, it's perfect. I love that we are in an era right now where you can post something about how you don't like a decision from work or whatnot, and
Mm-hmm.
then the company be, I would say,
Oh my
forward
god.
thinking enough to
Wait.
say, hey, instead of pissing you off and reprimanding you, why don't we just make money off your decision? Yeah, there's nothing on the back. There's
Yeah, but
nothing on
then
the
did you
back.
see the other one? They have her holding the lemonade and it says when life gives you lemons.
Wait, I don't see that one. Where is it?
It's on the shop too.
Let me go to. Oh yeah, I see it here. Oh, that's hilarious.
I think it's great that they are doing
Fuck
that
it, I get paid
because
tomorrow.
people were thinking that there was actual drama between Becky and Triple H over the whole lemon thing, and this obviously proves that that's not the case. But it also shows how much people were receptive to what she was saying about lemons, and they caught on to why she had lemonade on at the announcer's desk. So I think it's great. But anyway, so we see Becky versus Trish finally, and I would say it was probably one of their better in-ring matches together in a while, especially Trish.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the match continues out of the ring, which results in a double countout. And then as they're fighting all the way up the stairs into the merchandise area, Zoe interferes and lays Becky out. So we knew it was going to happen, which technically wasn't against the rules. They weren't wrong
It's
about
brilliant.
that.
No, it's brilliant. Yeah.
And then Adam Pearce is pissed and is like, you guys are gonna have another match next week because that is not how we do things here. And it's going to be in a steel cage, which this is what I'm saying I predicted. I kind of said something like that a couple weeks ago where I was saying this should have been a match that was like in a steel cage so no one can interfere, no one can get out. And then look, that's what's happening. But do you think that this was the right move? Do you think having a part 4 is what they should have done for Trish and Becky?
If you asked me this before I read a tweet today from Fightful or someone that said Trish Stratus has always wanted to be in a steel cage match and has not been in her career, if I didn't read that, then I would agree with you and say this is stupid, just end it. But it seems that they had this idea since SummerSlam debacle and give Trish what she wants and have her be in a steel cage match to have finally end the feud. She gets what she wanted in being in a steel cage match with Becky Lynch. So I understand and get, kind of a fan of the whole, oh, well, there was a double count out and Zoe wasn't at ringside. It was in the stands. I like that element from a wrestling booking standpoint. I just would like it to end because it's been dragging on. So this steel cage match better fucking deliver. That's all.
Well, that's why I'm wondering, are they going to try and push it to Payback? Like, is something going to happen on Raw next week that will make it so that they have to have the match at Payback? You know what I mean? Because I mean, the name of the pay-per-view makes sense.
Is Payback.
Mm-hmm.
I just bought the lemon shirt, by the way. I booked it. That's just live purchase on the show. You heard it here. I had to. It's delicious. Okay, good. All right, but no, serious. The only thing I could see them doing that would really bug me, but I know they could do it and have thought of it, is right before the match. Trish is so scared. She doesn't want to be in a steel cage with Becky Lynch. Her and Zoe take her out. And they're like, you can't, whatever. It's going to be a Payback. And if you guys they're going to build this into such an animosity between the tension between these two that they have to, drag it out. And then we'll have a contract signing. And then we'll have the steel cage. Like, that would, if that makes sense in a long term, if you want to have this on Payback. I don't think personally you need to have this on Payback. I would rather see Becky Lynch and someone else on Payback. Maybe even a triple threat for the title. We did see this report today. Where is it? I'm finding this goddamn comment because I want to shout you out. I can't find it. Whatever. There's going to be a triple threat. It was reported today at the pay-per-view. It just, no one knows what it's for. I would like it to be for the women's title. Becky gets her win against Trish. How do you elevate that win? By going after the title. We already saw her tease. There it is. WWE said that a triple threat match planned a Payback IDC for the World Heavyweight or the Women's WWE title. Here's his thing. I see it for the opposite. I see heavyweight. Just in case, because Rick Hall might not be ready. But yeah, I think
he's meaning the men's World Heavyweight.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. You think it'll be?
I don't think it'll be the WWE women's. I think it'll be the heavyweight women's or whatever.
No, I think he's talking about the men's heavyweight.
Yes, and I'm saying I think it's going to be the women's.
Okay, I see. I get it. Sorry. I wouldn't be surprised too. Something that could be interesting is if Trish just doesn't show up to Raw. That it could be a way, if they're really trying to push it.
Pull her Legends card.
Yeah, just be like, I don't have to be here every week, or I missed my flight. Something. I don't know.
See, that's good though. See, I don't know, that's.
It's because then she knows that she's going to be in a cage match, so this would be like her way because she's like, I didn't have enough time to prepare. Well, if she doesn't want to be in a cage match, and she's like, if we're going to have a cage match, and we're going to do it on my time. I don't know.
Play up the heel, and then Becky saying, "Of course, I don't care if it's your time, father time, or mother time. We're doing it." So yeah, I like that. Okay, I think the only reason I would say to give them the Payback match is because you screwed them out of the SummerSlam one.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, fine, I'm for it. But make the story leading up to it good enough for me to be invested.
Yeah. Right. I agree. And then we get to the main event, which was Cody Rhodes versus Finn Balor, aka one of my dream matches. Oh yeah. So
did it live up? Yeah, talk about it. Did it live up to the expectations? The hype?
Yes, minus the ending. So it was obviously a great match because they're both so good. Cody wins with the Crossroads, and I just have to say, why does Cody have to win every single pointless match? I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't care that afterwards, Judgment Day jump him, they jump Sammy, they beat the shit out of both of them. I don't care. Okay. I think that this could have been a match that Finn won. And then this is a statistic that I want you to know. So, I don't think wins or losses mean anything. Do you know that out of all of the matches Finn has had in 2023, that he's lost 80% of them?
I did see that.
So can you explain to me why someone who's lost 80% of the time would be going for the championship?
Because results don't matter in WWE.
They do.
They don't. If he's going for
Kurt Hawkins cannot lose 175 matches in a row and then become World Heavyweight Champion. They're not. But this is what I'm saying.
But it's Finn Balor.
Why?
That's the point.
But this is the thing, though, is what I'm saying is Cody didn't need to win this match necessarily because they're like on opposite barometers right now. He's winning every match, Finn's losing every match. It's just very annoying. But anyway, I can talk about this every week because you guys are annoying and you don't agree with me. So I'm just going to keep living in my land, okay, where Finn deserves to get a win. So after Cody wins, obviously, like I said, they jump Cody. Sammy comes in with his busted elbow to try and help, but he is taken out by JD McDonough. Woohoo! And what I loved was that Damian was noticeably shook. He was noticeably shook that JD was there and was helping them and that he took out Sammy. And I was like, see, look at it. It's all coming together now. Damian is going to be Team JD McDonough in no time. So then after he takes out Sammy, he's like, all right, I'm just going to watch you guys do the rest.
That was weird. That was that was weird.
I liked it.
But I liked it because it's that outsider trying to get in, like initiation. I treat like I see this as all initiation. And
yeah, he didn't want to overstep.
Exactly.
He's like, I did this. I took this guy out. Now you guys take it from here, which they did. They put Sammy through the announcer's desk with a razor's edge, which I was like, damn, because he went through it hard. And then Finn was just like on a roll. He was just doing coup de grace to everybody. He brings Cody back in the ring, does a coup de grace, and then sits on him and flexes. And I was like,
that was kind of cool.
Finn
sitting on Cody like that.
So yeah, it looks like we might be seeing Finn versus Cody at this point, which is like, okay, I'm here for it, but at the same time, this is just another feud that Finn is going to lose, and it just bothers me that they kind of just like threw him to the side from the title picture, and that's why I told you that he's never going to be champion. So
I don't think he's not going to be champion.
I don't think they're. I don't
ever going to put that. You think he's going to be like a Roddy Piper?
Yep.
Like no way.
I think they had their opportunity. So. As much as I would love to see Cody versus Finn a lot, it just, I wish that we were seeing Finn versus Seth for the title. That's what I want.
Because I don't want to get out. Finn doesn't like Seth needs surgery. Like Seth is hurt.
That's why I think it doesn't make any sense. And that's what's gonna piss me off is if they take the title off of Seth and put it on some random person.
Like Nakamura.
Nakamura is random to me.
I would love it. It's well deserved. Shinsuke needs to be WWE champion.
So does Finn.
Yeah, everyone deserves to be WWE champion. Apparently,
all right.
Like that.
Well, that was wrong.
You want to go that route?
That was wrong.
That was raw. Yay! It was okay. See what I mean? Like
it was all right. I mean, we talked about it for an hour and 13 minutes.
So it had to be pretty damn good if we talked about it for that long. I mean, there was a lot to talk about, as you said previously.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot to talk about today. We got a lot out, and it just makes me that much more excited for SmackDown this week. It looks like I'll be watching it live, and then go.
Why?
Go. Oh, whatchamacallit? I'm off Saturday, but I have my peeps, my fam. They're working. Might call my friend group the fam. They're working.
Can you record on Saturday?
Yeah, because I have to work Sunday too. And that's when my not new schedule, but just my schedule for this week is I'm working Sunday. Friends are working, and we did our partying last week. Oh, what's up? Will you be joining us? But yeah. Last week my buddies won a golf tournament. They won one of their matches, and they're like, "You're coming out with us." I'm like, "Well, champ never says no to a good time." But yeah, so that will be exciting. And then this Thursday, we got a fun episode for you guys planned. All I'm gonna say is watch the American Nightmare documentary. All right, if you are gonna listen to this show or watch the show, watch the American Nightmare documentary. I loved it so much that I want to talk about it because Cody Rhodes is now a hero of mine, but he definitely should be a role model for everybody.
That's why I thought it was funny. That Facebook memory popped up for me today.
Yeah.
From the first time that I met Cody when he was dashing. And I was like, oh my God, so cringy from 13 years ago. And just being
Facebook
like,
posts
oh my God, he's like my husband. What does it say?
Yeah.
Had an amazing day at Access today, meeting Cody Rhodes twice. I think I'm more in love. Is that even possible? Amazing time at SummerSlam as well. 2 words, Daniel Bryan. Heart, 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 heart.
You gotta love Facebook memories like that to really show you how cringe you were.
I know.
I am. Listen, I cannot make fun of anyone. Some of my Facebook tweets are terrible. It's like hanging out with this person, text, but it's not text. It's TXT.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like this terrible middle school shorthand. Oh, it's brutal. Oh, I
It's
hate it.
I would love to see my like away messages. Like
We were talking about this on Underground the other night that we should bring back away messages somehow. Instagram kind of did with their like status things, but I haven't got used to it. I would use it, but away messages were elite.
It would always be nice if it was something you could do on the iPhone, like only between iPhones. You know what I mean? So it's like if someone texts you, you could just like put up an away message and they could see it, like if they're in your contacts, you know? So you could be like, oh, wait, what does it say? You know what I mean? Because people don't really use like the computer anymore to communicate. So it'd be like, okay, well, iPhones could do it.
Yeah, and that could easily be an iMessage feature. Oh, I like that. I'm bringing back. We're bringing back away messages. I'm find a way. Let us know what your away message would be in the comments below after you hit that subscribe button and the bell to know when we go live. And then for all our other social medias, Instagram, where you might see an away message, Twitter, whatever, TikTok, we're on the TikTok. Check that link, those links in the description below. We'll be back on Thursday to talk about all about the American Nightmare himself, Cody Rhodes. Till then, thank you guys for tuning in. God bless. Remember that you can do it. All you gotta do is try. We will see you next episode. Yeah!